Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hardspace Shipbreaker. My name is Vilkata, and in this episode we're going to revisit the Exolab Mackerel. Now, specifically the reason why we're after this ship is because when I look at the back catalog of all my how-to videos, the Exolab Mackerel, being one of the earliest videos I did, is still accruing new views. And what that tells me is that as new players discover our wonderful little game, they are having difficulty with this ship. And that old video, well, it's back in the old version of 0.4.1, and it's, one of my earliest videos. I've learned a lot since then. And so I wanted to take an opportunity to take another look at this vessel, look at it at a higher grade so we have some more difficulty involved, and try to just kind of cover all the bases that people might be running into. So we're going to jump into it and see what the vessel has to offer for us. So the Exolab is a very packed vessel, usually pretty dangerous because of all of the electronics in it. We are going to do this in 2 shifts, one way or another. Hopefully we can do a 98, but there's no guarantees we can do 98 in 2 episodes, or in 2 shifts. So what we're doing here is we're detaching this faceplate from the sides so that it doesn't connect the cockpit to the words so it doesn't connect the cockpit to the side panels. I'm thinking ahead here. Oh, that's gonna expire. And if you are new to the game, that's why you're here, then you probably won't have the need for demo charges. And if you don't, then no big deal. It's just something you don't have to deal with.
Salvage
You'll just have to check your cut points and see what they require. So that gets most of the stuff off of it that we can. Got a little antenna here. Let's get inside. Now at this grade, it's always going to be pressurized, and the atmospheric regulators are always going to be broken. So, yeah, all the green bars telling us that everything is pressurized. So the music tells us that something got damaged. There's a hazard somewhere. Our guy's breathing kind of heavy, so... Alright, well, I don't see anything. That means it's probably in the walls, which is bad, because the Exolab has a lot of electronics in the walls. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to open up 2 ceiling panels at the same time, minimize things that can bang around. That's how we're going to depressurize this ship. Try to move a little bit fast here, because if there's a hazard in the wall, then that means things might break. And that little red bar at the top is going to get, well, more red.
Processing valuable object.
Oh, I see sparking inside there. That's strange. Towards the front of the ship. Oh boy, it's spreading. Alright, so we need to be quick about this. We gotta get the floor out before all these things officially break. And we gotta stop that arcing. Dang it. So there's a problem in the game where your thrusters don't work when you're doing the detachment. And so I was unable to get on the brakes there while I was detaching that.
Salvage secured. Account credit
That
applied.
scrap. Just worry about anything that's arcing right now. You have time to salvage things that are being damaged before they're destroyed.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Alright. Well, he seems to have calmed down a bit. That's good. No, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Alright. Little love tap. Love tap. Look at that roof one in a minute. What else is in here? That's scrap. Scrap isn't worth anything, but I do want to get it out of my way.
Valuable object. Credits awarded. Material deposited.
I also think I want to get this table out of my way so that I can more safely get those panels out, or terminals. Do it a little more quickly. Don't worry about hitting the table.
Credits transferred.
Okay, so something just is red in the barge. That's not good. That means something doesn't belong there.
Salvage secured.
Probably want to check that out when we have a chance. Anything that gets on the barge can still be picked up off the barge. It's probably scrap, though. It's probably not worth our time. And I'm trying to pull the panel off the bottom, which is silly, because that doesn't work that way.
Secured. Credits deposited.
No, I'm not gonna worry about it. So our goal is
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits
all 3 milestones in 2 shifts. Exolab's a little more challenging to get the 98%er on in 2 shifts.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
And I'm not confident we would get it in 2 shifts. So we're not setting that as a goal.
Secured.
That's always a secondary goal. 98% is a secondary goal in most cases. Nice to have when you get it, but milestones are more important. Something went flying out. That's not what it was. Maybe someone's dinner. Nope, it was a hard drive. Alright.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
I want to get this cockpit looted so I can
Salvage
detach it.
deposit accepted. Credits
The
transferred.
walls are still pressurized. And I found that the best way to depressurize the walls is to detach the cockpit from the front.
Salvage
If you
secured.
cut the walls,
Credits
then you
deposited.
create a weak point, and the walls can collapse. Then you have a bunch of debris you gotta clean up, and
Salvage deposit accepted.
you can bang into other things and destroy stuff. It's just not good. But if you detach the front, it tends to go very peacefully.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied. Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Yeah, every time I aim down there, I see that red in the barge. It's driving me crazy. So I'm guessing it was a terminal that got destroyed during the initial
Account
arcing.
credit applied.
Oh, I did not hit anything. It doesn't need to be arcing. Should be a door panel in there. It sure is.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
I'm going to quickly take the glass out. We're going to have to pull it backwards because we left that metal piece on the front. And to bounce around a little bit. Oh, unless we can go out to the top. Nice! Maybe I spoke too soon. Alright. Glass is actually pretty valuable. At least the glass in the Exolab.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
Alright. What do we have left? Still gotta get into the back room. Those are not airlock doors. You just peel them right off.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Detach this from the floor.
Cutter, you got 5 minutes left in this shift. Knock out that work order before they
Make
turn
sure
the
we
lights
don't
out on you.
hit
We
the
wrap.
power cells there. Alright. Unlock the thruster. Left tap. I think we still got one of those floating around up here somewhere, don't we? We'll look for it in a minute. So I'm gonna...
Valuable
Don't need to
object
follow it all the way through. Just
Credits
as
deposited.
long as I know it's clear of the ship, I can
Salvage secured.
tether it
Credits
through the ship like
deposited.
that. I'll tell you, one of the good things about these Exolabs is that they are incredible paydays for how small of a vessel.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
They may well be the most valuable of the mackerels.
Salvage gained. Credits awarded.
I think we're making pretty good time on his first shift.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
We're gonna free up this end cap here. I'm gonna free it up by not missing it. Looks like my cutter could use a little bit of repairing. Be careful not to hit the solar sails.
Processing valuable objects.
They are super
Credits
fragile.
awarded. Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
Alright, I don't want to mess with that yet until I've depressurized the walls. We're going to do that right now. Doesn't look like we got radiation.
Account credit applied.
Kind of nice. Alright. The weird floating around, that's the air is pushing me around. Let's go get these walls off. You know, the biggest problem with these Exolabs is that the walls have all the cabling, that stuff,
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits
rather than the piping.
Object accepted for processing.
And the cabling goes to the furnace. The walls that they're attached to goes to the processor. And don't be surprised if we don't get all of it by the end of the next shift.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
I gotta know. Yep, it was a broken
All
terminal.
right, Cutter. Wrap it up.
Yeah, that was a
Got
huge waste of
about a
time,
minute
but
left.
I just had to know. Alright, so cutting through here is kind of precarious. Now, you don't have to detach the power cells. You can just break out the thing below it. Just gotta be careful. But it does save you time because you're probably going to break them out anyway. And this way you're not spending the time detaching the power cell. Uh-oh. Oh, this is not a good time for the end of the shift. Not a good time for the end of the shift.
Salvage deposit.
Oh no! Okay, so we just created ourselves a little bit of a problem that we're going to have to rush to at the beginning of the next shift. Still, we did a pretty good first shift. Prep things, we're really kind of pushing it here on the 98%. So, like I said, I don't expect to get 98%. That's okay. We'll get all 3 of our milestones. Alright, so we need to race to where that was happening. Yeah, there we go. I knew that was going to be drifting. I was worried that it would be drifting into something.
Salvage secured. Account
Still
credit
another
applied.
arc. So normally I would not take the time to take these out. But given the circumstances, wasn't a bad idea to do. We are just creating a giant mess for ourselves, but we're freeing up these walls and all the power cells. Get out of my way, everybody. Progress coming through. I want to get to these solar cells. This is a really weird configuration. These things are all over the place. So on these, you do not want to use the spreader. And most of them, you see, that would destroy, and that would destroy. Just, if it's like a nacelle, you wouldn't destroy it with the spreader. It's kind of crazy in here. And I forgot to fix my cutter between shifts. Just have to do. Woo! Woo! Very nice. Very nice indeed. Get one of those. Oh! Caught that little piece behind it. That's so not good. Free this stuff up as fast as we can so we can get the walls away and get at the stuff that's arcing. We still need to detach the back of the vessel to the last panel.
Salvage secured.
So we can't drag it away just yet. I canceled the tether there
Salvage
because
deposit accepted.
we missed
Credit transfer.
that. Now, don't feel bad if you don't get all of those, because really there's just a lot of them. And individually, they're not really high value. I mean, it does add up. So I try to grab the bigger pieces. But they're not going to have the value that they would need to have for you to take an extra shift. And so don't cost yourself a shift worrying too much about all of those cables. Let's get in here and free up the back.
Valuable objects processed. Credits awarded.
Once we get all of that out of the way.
Material deposited.
Of course, these power cells are the money items. Try to pluck them out.
Salvage secured. Credits
Yeah, giant electrical things, cables I'll grab. But the rest of that I'm just going to leave floating. And if we have any time at the end, they'll just be, strewn about. Yeah, we could just start tossing them in at that point.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
It's one last power cell. All right. Oh. Two more. I should have known better.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
All right, let's get into this next wall here. Use the spreader when I can. Trying very carefully not to hit any electrical stuff. This side's going a little bit more smoothly so far. Under 9 minutes, gotta keep our eyes on that clock. Let's get these solar cells detached. Thank goodness they don't leave, like, molten metal pieces, globs floating around from from smelting these things down. All right. All right. I think I'm making really good time on this wall. It'd be nice if things had stopped breaking, though. On my tools. Alright, I think we got everything. Eye on the things that are trying to
Deposit accepted.
go places that we didn't tell them to go.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
And if you are new to the game, getting more tethers
Salvage secured.
is a
Credits deposited.
high priority thing. ask yourself, can I afford more tethers? And if the answer is yes,
Credits transferred.
then the answer is yes, I should. Now that reactor really tried to melt down fast, didn't it? Got to review the footage on that, because I mean, we salvaged it quick, and it looked like it was
Salvage
on
secured.
one dot
Credits
by the time it got to the bottom. I didn't think that we took that much time.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
Want to get a bunch of this stuff out of the way. We still gotta drag the back of the vessel into the processor.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits
I don't want it scooping up too much stuff along the way.
Salvage
Be our
secured.
third milestone
Account
any
credit
moment
applied.
now. Oh, we already passed it. There we go.
Ship salvage.
It just realized that we had already
Applied
passed
to
it.
Cutter account.
Okay. So let's take a look at what
Alright,
else we
Cutter,
can
you got
salvage.
5 minutes left
Just
in
got a little
this
bit of
shift
red off of
before
something.
we turn the lights out on you. Pitter patter. We wrap.
Something floating around must have found its way to somewhere it didn't belong.
Material deposited.
So we know that the reactor plate is a processor item, so let's cut that out real quick.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
This is unnecessary, but catch it while it's floating by. Oh yeah, nice. Little bit extra.
Material deposited.
We don't need to open that door.
Valuable object processed.
All right,
Credits
so
awarded.
what are we missing? Are there air filters? Oh, there's still this. Cut the wall pretty good there, which is why we didn't want to mess with it earlier. Because we knew it'd be faster to do it later on.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
All right. Furnace, 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 furnace. Furnace, furnace, furnace. Looks like we are clear to chuck this whole thing. Nice. Well, on your way, little guy. I mean, there's still a door in that, so that's going to count us a little bit. We're going to take another hit on that. But let's,
Deposit accepted.
let's get to cutting some aluminum out of this, because we have a little bit of time. Not a whole lot, but, man. Every little bit adds up. And we can do it fairly quickly. As long as it comes out without being stubborn and doesn't break our face.
Raw material processed. Credits deposited.
There are also aluminum panels on the top and bottom. They take a little bit more time to extract. I don't normally bother with them. with only a minute and a half left.
Material deposited.
Oof. You have to make sure you have enough time to drag the cockpit itself. Into the processor.
Winding down, Cutter.
All right,
Dig deep and let's finish strong.
we're gonna take that one.
Deposit accepted.
And if we can bounce the other one out as it's going, then great. Just like that. Very good. Speed it up a little bit there. Oh, what's this?
Object accepted for
Why are you there?
deposited.
Alright,
Raw
We didn't get-
material processed.
we didn't get the 98%, but boy, that was close. And that's okay, that wasn't our goal. We got our 3 milestones, we got, you know, if we had another 30 seconds, I think maybe we could have gotten it from the little garbage that was floating around. Had I not spent time going down to the barge to find that one red item, out of, you know, satisfy my curiosity, maybe. But it's all good, it's all good. 4 million, nice. Excellent second shift. Nice and clean. So that was a good, clean salvaging of the Exolab Mackerel. And again, a little bit more time, we might have gotten our 98% achievement, but that's fine. You know, I actually find that it's easier to get a 98% achievement on the bigger ships. I can get them off of javelins and geckos all day long. So not that big of a deal. But that's going to be it for this episode. We're going to wrap this up. Thank you very much for coming out. And if you're a new player to the game and a new viewer to my channel, then again, welcome. And thank you very much for hanging out with me and making it this far into the video. And if you're a returning viewer, you know, I can't say enough about how much I appreciate people who hang out with me. So don't forget about the comment section. You know, if you saw something that you found a better way of doing, or you're not sure why I did it that way, or you think it could have been done something differently, then definitely hit there and let me know about it, because you know, a lot I have learned not only from trial and error on my own, but from comments in the comment section and talking to people on the forums. So I have more to learn, and you know, that's part of what this is about. But if you liked it, leave a like. If you're a regular and you haven't subscribed, just click the button. But that's going to be it. So thank you again very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in a future episode.